Next, speaking for Congressman Ron Paul, is Robert L. Slimp. He is a retired Army chaplain. He served as a pastor here in South Carolina and in Colorado. He's a veteran of Vietnam. He serves on the Richland County Executive Committee. He is married to Ursula and have 3 boys and 3 grandchildren. He's also served as a past commander of Post 6, American Legion. Welcome to Lexington County, Mr. Slimp.
Thank you very much. Hey, it's always great to be in Lexington County. I'm here to talk about a man that I know. I've known him since 1979 when I first met him. And that is Dr. Ron Paul, the Lone Star from Texas. He's from the 14th Congressional District. He's serving his 10th term because I believe that Ron Paul, like our founding fathers, like Barry Goldwater, whose son, Barry Goldwater II, is supporting Ron Paul, and Ronald Reagan stands for the very core of the Republican Party and our traditional issues. For example, he loves the Constitution with his whole heart and soul. And he will never do anything to vote in Congress contrary to what the Constitution says. And that's why he's earned the nickname Dr. No. But he loves his country, he loves his Constitution. Remember the slogan of the Goldwater campaign back in 1964? I do. Several of y'all do too. In your heart, you know he's right. He takes, of course, a strict constructionist view of the Constitution. And for this reason, he stands for family values. He's an OB/GYN doctor. In Texas, he delivered more than 4,000 babies, never found it necessary to perform an abortion, either to save the life of a mother or even save her health. And he said that's the reason he gets sent back term after term. First the parents voted for him, now the babies he delivered 40 years ago have grown up and they're voting for him, and he's had the first grandchild vote for him. And he is a man with a lot of charisma and a real sense of humor. Of course he is against abortion. And he has introduced 2 bills in the Congress that, if passed, would do away with abortion. One says that life begins at conception, and the other would make it impossible for the United States Supreme Court to make a ruling against abortion. And we need that kind of man in Washington. He believes that marriage is between one man and one woman. And then he is a Christian. Not the only Christian in the race, but he's the one that I know best. And he says, I know Jesus Christ as my personal Savior, and I seek his guidance in all that I do. I know, as you all do, that all freedoms come not from man, but from God. And my record of service reflects my reverence for the natural rights with which we have been endowed by our loving Creator. No question about how he stands on the Second Amendment. The Constitution says we have the right to own guns. And we do. And if we ever lose that right, we're going to lose our freedom. Now, Ron Paul is very serious about immigration. And I think he has the best plan of all of the candidates. He says we've got to secure our borders and our coastlines. We've got to enforce visa rules. He doesn't believe in amnesty because the illegals are here illegally. He wants no welfare for illegal aliens. Taxpayers should not pay for illegal immigrants. They should not pay for their education, their hospitalization. They should not give them driver's licenses. He wants to end birthright citizenship. You know, as long as parents wanting to come here badly enough know that a baby born in America is going to be a citizen, it gives them a very strong incentive to get here. But he is in favor of true immigration reform. He says we want immigrants. He's going to enforce the border with American troops if necessary. He is one of the few candidates who openly speaks out on the North American Union. The North American Union would create a union between Canada, the United States, and Mexico, and it is in the making. They're already beginning to build the NAFTA superhighway in Texas, which would link Mexico, the United States, and Canada. Is taking tens of thousands of acres of farm and ranch land from American citizens. And it's got to be opposed. He's speaking on this much more forcefully than the other candidates. And another thing they want to do is have a common union like the European Union between Canada, Mexico, and the United States. That would do away with our borders. There would be a new economic unit, the Amero, and when that happens, America will have lost its sovereignty. We will no longer be a great free constitutional republic. Ron Paul. That's the kind of man he is. And he needs to be heard. And I, for one, totally believe in him. Now, Ron Paul wants to pull because he believes in American sovereignty. He does not think we should surrender our sovereignty to anyone. He does want to pull the USA out of the United Nations because he knows that many of the current and world leaders want a new world order and a one world government. He wants the United States not to be an empire, but a constitutional republic. And he believes...
30 seconds, Mr. Slimp.
Yes.
30 seconds.
Sir?
30 seconds.
Okay. Having said apparently just a little too much, I want to end by saying this. No president, nor the here's some things he believes very quickly. Have the best trained and equipped military in the whole world. No taxes on tips earned by the waiters and waitresses and others in the public sector. No president nor Congress has the right to tell the sovereign states what flag they may fly besides Old Glory, and that includes the Confederate flag. And finally, I say to y'all that Ron Paul is the best suited candidate to be president. Let's decide to vote yes for Dr. No on Saturday, January 19th. Then we'll remain the greatest and freest country in the world and save it for our posterity till Gabriel blows his horn, and may it all begin right here in South Carolina. God bless you and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Slimp. Lastly, we have one candidate remaining, Governor Mitt Romney.